Good morning on day 5 of the Carnivore Challenge. And for those who don't know or are new here, my brother challenged me to do 180 days, 6 months of carnivore after I did a month of carnivore 2 months ago and told him that I was talking to him about it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do carnivore anymore. He's like, well, you need to do it for at least 6 months in order to get all the benefits. And I'm like, I don't really feel like it. Because I challenge you to do so. So I accepted his challenge. Now we're out here and we're going to be smoking some ribs. And yeah, I love the smoker. Z Grill, and it cost me nothing because some person at my town didn't know how to unclog them. So he was tossing it out and I picked it up and took it apart a little bit, unclogged some of the pellets from the auger, and got myself I think it's like a $200 to $400 smoker, somewhere within that range. But we're going to be putting some ribs on it, and it's a nice easy way to make something delicious, and also allows you to take a less expensive cut of meat and make it something really tasty. There we go. Have my morning steak right below this. It's slipping. Pepper gun. Definitely speeds it up a little bit. And the reason I need this is because I'm going to be doing these 2 giant ribs. So I didn't want to spend 5 minutes like I did a couple weeks ago hand cranking all of that. For a while, I was like intimidated by that idea of smoking. Didn't really know how to do it. Then I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and just winged it. And now I have a decently good recipe for ribs. So I'm basically going to start them on 220. And that's gonna just, should I put it down 180? For about an hour, I'm gonna generate a lot of smoke that's gonna help develop the bark. And I'm also going to take a little ceramic container like this, put some wood chips in it, and then burn those in order to further increase the smokiness of it. And I'll put a video or a picture over here. This was the first smoker I tried to make when I was trying to like DIY one, and I put it over a fire and I tried to cook some sausages in it. It was horrible. I did not know how to smoke meat at all, and I was like cooking it by burning like pine in a chimney. So that it's funny looking back on now, but it tasted horrible. The meat was like a bluish color from the pine smoke, and yeah, just all around horrible. So I'm gonna put them in for about an hour to an hour and a half on 180, and then I'm gonna bump it up to 225 for about an hour, and then I think I do about 4 hours of smoking. So I'll do 180 for a while, and then I'll do 225. I need to check my notes on this, because if you're smart, you'll keep notes on what you did. And then I always finish it off in the oven and wrap it in butcher paper, just because it's easy. I don't need to leave my smoker outside. I can let it cool down in case, which just helps me remember to put it away. I don't want to ever leave it outside in the rain. I always tuck it into my garage. And I could also go leave and do something, because my family knows how to easily check an oven and take something out of the oven, versus if I ask them to do something with the smoker, they might be a little intimidated with it, because none of them ever grew up smoking any meat, seeing as they're from the city. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also use some some apple cider vinegar, and I'll typically spritz it around the 60-minute mark, and then about every hour after, I do a light misting on the meat. And the next video I make, I'll actually get a notepad for exactly how to do this. If you do smoke a lot of meat and you see any way that I can make this better, please leave that, because I am very new. I am using a mustard rub with onion and garlic powder and black pepper I'm doing about 5 pounds of beef rib. It's getting fired up. One of my favorite parts about smoking meat is just opening the windows and having the smell come into the house. Absolutely love the smell of smoke. So much that I made candle that smells like pine, using pine sap and beeswax, so that I could use that and have the wood smell. Unfortunately, my house does have a wood pellet stove, which denies me the satisfaction of having that woodsy burning smell. And I have been wanting to get an actual wood insert, but pellets are a lot easier, a lot more convenient. No need, I can easily stack them in the basement. So in terms of convenience, just easily outwins, but I still have my candle. Just put a little briquette, get that going with some pellets and wood chips, and I'm gonna leave that to smoke the meat. One project I'm gonna work on quickly this morning before I get started with my actual work is we have a rat breaking into our chicken coop, and kind of digging down holes over here. I covered one of them. Peanut butter does not seem to be doing it, and he stole one of our traps already. So I'm gonna de-trigger all these, and then I'm gonna screw them down on this board to make sure you can't run away with it, and then use a hot dog. I brought some zip ties, so I'll touch back in a second. I'm gonna switch this one around, but basically go through with the zip tie. Never thought zip tying hot dogs would be something I do with my life, but get them nice and in there so that the rat can't easily just yank them away. And then over here, I'm not sure if it's gonna be big enough, but we have a piece of hot dog in here, and let's see if I can focus. Nope. We have a piece of hot dog in here, and I put a zip tie on it, and then I put those two plates so you can't like reach in from the outside, and put it right over this pressure plate in order to hope that he spends more time there. I mean, who knows, you might get him. I'm gonna adjust that, try to be a little bit more sensitive for when it goes in. Peanut butter has not been touched. No mice. I did see the rat in here. He's getting in like underneath here, and we have new baby chicks that we can't really risk the rat eating. So they're currently in their little shelter with food and water up top. Plus it's getting a little too cold for them at night yet. And we'll eventually move them down here into the run. We'll also just, the reason why it looks like this is we're burying the back section deeper and doing some maintenance until this weekend, and then we'll get them down here into the new habitat. So I'm rehabbing my fingers, and I tore the ligament or just messed it up in jiu-jitsu with this one. So currently on 3 of these little elastics and just repping out sets like this throughout the day. And the issue is most products on the market only go open and then close, but I don't have issues with my fingers back and forth. They get injured and then it hurts side to side. Like this pinky, I tore it, the ligament right in between, and now I can't close it fully. So I'm hoping by using the product I have, I will eventually be able to rep enough in order to close that and rehabilitate it and stop these injuries from further occurring. Just about to pull them, put them in the oven, and finish them up at, I think it's 250 or 275. I decided it's going to be easiest just to drop the full recipe card down in the description, so check that out. But that's, look at that smoke. And that's what I'm going for. That's why I do the extra smoking with the pellets and all of that. I want to be wrapping and unwrapping them, so I have this little, whoops. I need to turn it off and on. I have this little temperature probe that I have set to, turn it down. Go and trigger an alarm at 2:03. And yeah, I'm just gonna put them butcher paper, put them in a pan, and then put them in the oven. Beautiful sunset I'm watching in front of me right now, and I'm heading to the gym. Gonna get my lifts in for today. Just put the ribs into the oven to finish up cooking on 250. So I have a family member monitoring those and have some free time, which is nice. And want to continue my progress with lifting and going to the gym. So I'll check back in during my workout or maybe a little bit afterwards, and we'll see how the rest of the day is going. So far, I've had about a 1 pound New York, I think it's a strip steak, or I've had one big, pretty fatty steak, and it's it's one side of the T-bone, I'm pretty sure. But, and then I also had a pack of jalapeno sausages, and I'm gonna have ribs for dinner. Feeling good, energy levels good. One downside is I kinda forgot to hydrate as much as I should. So I'm probably a little dehydrated right now. I'm just gonna chug some water, get to the gym, probably refill my jug there, and then drink more water. I probably have only had like a quarter gallon so far, and the day's almost over. So I'm gonna try to drink as much as I can in the next 2 hours, so I don't have to go pee that much during the night. And yeah, touch back in later. Just bought almost the whole display of steaks on sale, so I'm gonna put them in my coffin freezer and yeah, use this for the next couple 3 weeks. Coming back from the grocery store, gym went great. I am currently working on an imbalance between my left and right leg, and trying to get my left leg pistol squat up to 35 pounds, which is where my right leg is. And by 35 pounds, I mean just holding a 35-pound plate and doing 5 reps with it for 4 sets. Besides that, I've been ending every workout with abs, and I like it. I like being able to flex it and kind of feel the soreness. It makes me feel like progress. And I also like the definition I'm getting in the mirror. I am noticing them a lot more, which also motivates me to go to the gym. And I'm excited. On Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we're going to go to the gym. And then Tuesday, Thursday, I'm kind of looking forward to the gym the next day. Saturday, I'm like, ooh, jiu-jitsu. Sunday, jiu-jitsu. So it's nice. It's nice finding when what you want to do gives you dopamine and rewards you for doing it, because then it's a positive feedback loop. Haven't noticed any real differences between carnivore and regular eating in terms of my lifts. I feel good, just normal. I look a lot leaner. I get hungry less often. I'm more constant. So I feel normal for longer. And I mean, meat, for me personally, I digest it really quick. I don't really feel bloated after my meals. And I do enjoy the benefit. Just like, it's super easy to cook. Everything's easy to cook. There's no like frying pans. It's everything goes in the air fryer, and then there's one plate, one fork, and one knife to wash off at the end. It's really, really convenient. I would also recommend, depending on if you're going to be frying anything, to have a fat container that you just pour the fat in so that you're not putting it directly down the sink. I typically take a tissue, napkin, or just something to wipe my plate off into the trash can, because I tried to put a lot of extra fat on my plate, the drippings from the air fryer, and then dip my steak into that in order to help increase the fat consumption. And along with that comes extra fat left on the plate. So you can either pour that into an old coffee tin, old protein tub, or just wipe it off into the trash bin. I try to avoid putting that down my sink. I mean, if you have an apartment, then I would feel less motivated to not just put it down the sink, because I wouldn't necessarily be paying for it, but definitely keep that in mind. You want to use hot water and a lot of soap, and your dishwasher also has a fat trap to it. At least mine does. And you'll want to... Eating carnivore means you're eating a lot more fat. You'll want to clean that out with... I basically do hot water, and I get a little pan out. Well, pot. I get a little pot out. I boil some water. I take an old toothbrush I'm no longer using, and I actually use for cleaning, and some dish soap, and I'll put that in there. I'll just scrub it, and it gets all the extra fat. I mean, that thing, if you've never cleaned it, that thing can get pretty disgusting. Anyways, I'm on this little tiny side road that's full of potholes, so I'm gonna go home now, eat the ribs. Probably show a quick clip of what they look like, or just, I'll toss them right here. That's what the ribs look like. They taste amazing. I'm gonna, plus I do a couple pounds at a time, so I can easily store them and also have them for tomorrow. Besides that, if you do want to make them, my local Shaw's and Market Basket, which is the New England grocery stores, don't carry the full rack of ribs. They only sell short ribs, which are nice, but it's $12.99 a pound. I think that's the current price. I went to Costco, it's either Costco or BJ's, and bought 28 pounds of ribs at either $7.99 or $8.99 a piece, which is a much better deal. Buy in bulk, split them up into gallon-sized freezer bags, about 5 pounds each. I think it was more like 3 pounds. But yeah, split them up, and now that's one day of food. And I do that intermittently with the New York strip steaks. I think that's the cut. And also, I will occasionally have ground beef, but prefer steak. Besides that, day 5. Day 5 is going well. Gonna do jiu-jitsu tomorrow, which is gonna be great. And yeah, any questions, comment them down below. Peace out.